Hi Sagittarius, this is your February forecast. The big news this month is that Mercury goes retrograde from the 7th of the month until the end of February. And this Mercury retrograde for you, Mercury rules communications and it also rules transportation. And so I would suggest that during this time that you try not to sign important contracts and that you make sure that you back up your computer, your hard drive, before the Mercury goes retrograde. For you, for the first week of the retrograde, that's from the 7th to the 14th of February, it's in your 4th house of home, joining Neptune here. So maybe this is a time to reassess your living situation, maybe to reassess who you're living with, how you're communicating in that relationship. Maybe there needs to be a clearing of the air. Maybe with Neptune there, you're making too many sacrifices for people in the home. Also, it's a time just to reflect on how you feel about your living space. Maybe you want to make some changes. It's a wonderful time for doing some research, some very deep research. Maybe you'd like to relocate, move to a new area. Don't do it during the retrograde, but certainly research into it. Do a lot of research, spend a lot of time looking at the information out there, because you'll probably find some very good information during that second week of February, when Mercury is retrograde in your 4th house. Now for the last 2 weeks of February, Mercury goes retrograde backwards into your 3rd house. And this is a wonderful time for reassessing your skills. Do you need to learn something new? Do you need to enroll on a course of study to extend your skills so that you're more marketable? Also, it's a wonderful time for reassessing how you're networking. How are you putting yourself out there? How are you doing social networking? If so, what? How are you doing it? Are you doing it in person? It's a time to reevaluate how successful the kind of networking or promotion maybe you've been doing. And maybe you need to make some changes or reevaluate it during the Mercury retrograde. It's also a good time to reevaluate your social circle, the people around you. You might decide that you want to make some changes in that too during this Mercury retrograde. It should be a wonderful time for those of you who are studying, who are learning, who are revising. Fabulous time during the retrograde. Mercury retrograde isn't all bad. It's just challenges when it comes to communications. However, if you need to communicate something quite difficult to somebody and you don't want them to fly off the handle, I would do it during the retrograde, because very often people are not quite as sharp as they are when Mercury is direct. That's just a suggestion. Now, on the 14th of February, on Valentine's Day, we have a lovely full moon in Leo. And this full moon for you is going to be right up here in your 9th house, Sagittarius. And it's in your ruling house. So here is a wonderful time for planning a travel, planning a big trip somewhere where you could learn something. It's a wonderful time for thinking about the fun things you want to do and for doing them. It's a wonderful time for connecting with people from overseas. And coming from this Leo energy, which is the heart energy, this connection that really overrides language. I can tell you that certainly in Greece, I still only speak a few words and I can feel the heart energy of the people. Where is your heart energy? Where can you bring out that heart energy? That's what this full moon in Leo on Valentine's Day is all about. For those of you looking for love, feel the romance in your life. Ignite it in your heart, in your soul, in your mind. Ignite it. Think about romantic things. Dream about romantic things. And then you could well meet somebody from overseas, for those of you who are looking for that. It's also a wonderful time for anything spiritual, for developing that spiritual side of you. It's shining a light on it. You may decide to go on a retreat or a course or to share information with others. This is what this full moon in Leo is all about for you, Sagittarius. And of course, it makes a lovely aspect with your natal sun. It's a trine, so it should be an exciting time for you. Until the 20th of February, we've got the Sun in your 3rd house, shining a light on local activities, doing things with your neighbours, people around you, maybe doing something in the community, and also a very good time for networking, connecting with people. And it could be a very good time for selling anything you want to sell. Very good during this first 3 weeks of the month. Now, from the 20th of February, the Sun moving into your 4th house, shining a light on home. Maybe a time to do something nice with family or to make yourself feel home, and also a time as well to maybe plan for future security. Maybe to re-evaluate your pension if you have one, or to re-evaluate what makes you feel secure, and to do something proactive so that you can feel that safety that so many of you really want. Despite being Saggies that are out there and adventurers, there's also a side of you that needs home, that needs security as well. And we've got Mars in this 11th house still, so Mars, really go for new friendships. Go for your goals, your dreams, the things that you want. Put energy into them, and each day, Saggies, take action, take baby steps to get towards those goals. Venus has gone direct now in your 2nd house, so you may have some good forward movement connected with money and finance, maybe even somebody helping you there financially when you most need it. For the last 2 weeks of the month, we've got a square here, an exact square, from Uranus to Jupiter, from your 5th house to your 8th house. This could mean that there may be something interesting coming in for you financially. Be careful if it's very speculative or risky. You may be really taken in by something. It could be an interesting opportunity, but please, with Mercury retrograde for 3 weeks of the month, do your research. Research, research, research before actually acting on it. It could bring you a windfall. There could be money coming to you. Equally, it could mean that money suddenly disappears from you. With Uranus, one can never say which direction it's going in, other than it could be a surprise. So there you have it, my dear Saggies. I wish you a great month. I want to say from Greece, Yassas. Bye for now.